Well, Black and White Network, we have a classic case of F around and find out. Now, guys, I actually used to shop at Target. I used to live in Cypress, Texas, and there was a Target right down the road from my apartment. I used to go there. But then they implemented a policy change. They actually started allowing men into women's restrooms and vice versa. They got woke. And I was thinking to myself, why are they doing this? I'm not going to go to Target again. And folks, I thought 10 years ago they were woke. But then all of a sudden, man, they got super woke. They started implementing like pride stuff for babies. Remember, they had tuck-friendly swimsuits during Pride Month. And boy, they caught a bunch of heat, guys. A bunch of heat. Target has been a failing company. Now, this year, they greatly backed off the woke merchandising. It's a new day. They saw what happened during the 2024 election. They realized, hey, America don't want to be woke. Let's back off. They actually started being pro-American. They actually were promoting Father's Day. Shocker, right? But it was too little, too late. They should have never got woke. Folks, this thing was 10 years in the making. And now the CEO of Target now has paid the ultimate price. Now, of course, man, when you actually hear CEOs of failing companies doing bad, it always says, oh, he resigned. No, he got fired. Okay. Anytime you actually see a CEO step down when a company is failing, no, he was pressured. He got fired. Let's just call it what it is. Now, this CEO, man, he's been there for what, 10, 11 years? He found out, folks. He found out. The woke CEO of Target, he's out of there. And he should have been out of there, man. His leadership has tanked this company. Target tried to do something to rebound. Like I said, Father's Day, 4th of July, that kind of thing. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. You got in bed with woke people and it backfired. Let's go ahead and get into this. Right over here, guys. Breaking. The woke CEO of Target just resigned. CEO Brian Cornell is stepping down after the company has seen plummeting sales. Target got heavily involved in pro-LGBTQ and woke culture, going all in on Pride merchandise. They are now retreating from DEI, the Trump era. Yeah, this is your former CEO of Target, man. Yeah, wokeness is now over with. Over with, man. And look, just a couple of years ago, this was a headline here. Target CEO defends LGBTQ-friendly kids' clothing amid boycott calls. The right thing for society. That's what he was saying just 2 years ago. And now this man is out of a job. Out of a job. This is what wokeness does to you, folks. This is what it does. Now, did this man actually truly believe in all these LGBT clothing for like kids and babies? Probably not. But he wanted to follow in the woke trend, and now it's backfired, folks. It has now backfired. And Target, man, I was looking at this, man. Look at this. Their stock right now is at $98.22. Over 5 years, man, look at this. In July of 2021, the stock was at $251. And then, stocks do go up and down. But if you actually do look at the trend, it's just been in full retreat. Full retreat. And now it's updated a little bit. It's actually a little bit lower. $98.18. Yeah. Yeah, this kind of trend is going to get you fired. Just that simple. Now, let's go back over here, man, because we got a news clip here. Even the former CEO now of Target, that's what he is. Now, he's a former CEO. He's even acknowledging the woke reaction, well, the reaction, I should say, to the woke LGBTQ pride merchandise, it backfired, folks. And now it actually got this man fired. Let's listen in.
Target earnings just crossing the tape. Courtney Reagan is here with the numbers. Court.
Yeah, Melissa, so let's get through this. There's a lot here. Target second quarter earnings coming in at $1.80 per share. That's 41 cents above consensus. But the profit was not driven by sales. Revenue at $24.77 billion, below $25.16 billion estimated. Also slashing full year earnings guidance. This even after this quarter's huge beat. So it's now expecting between $7 and $8. That's down from $7.75 to $8.75. It's also bringing down its sales expectations to mid-single-digit declines rather than low single-digit decline to low single-digit increase. Target's comparable sales down 5.4%. That is well below estimates for a 3.7% drop, also the first decrease since 2016. The retailer says discretionary categories again weak, while food, beverage, essentials, beauty, those frequency categories, those were stronger. Digital sales down 10.5%. That's the third straight quarter of declines and the worst performance since Target has been giving this number. Wow. Inventory fell 17% and lower markdowns did help to lift gross margins. Operating margins also better than expected. But at 4.8%, that's about half of the level where it was 2 years ago at 9.8%. On a call with media, Target CEO Brian Cornell pointed to macro pressures, including inflation, for tempering sales, but also, quote, negative guest reaction to our Pride collection. He also continued to say negative reaction to our Pride assortment and added after adjusting mid-quarter to address safety concerns, the business recovered steadily in July. I asked Cornell to clarify that the response by some consumers to the Pride merchandise was material enough that it impacted sales. But then after Target removed some of the merchandise or moved it in some stores, the trends changed. He said, quote, you describe it very accurately. We only took actions in the month of June. We wanted to make sure we're focused on the safety of our teams and the safety of our guests. Once we took those actions and addressed the situation, we certainly saw things normalize. Now, the last time Target's comp sales were negative, as I mentioned, was 6 years ago, and that does correspond to the 4 quarters that followed the retailer's stance, allowing guests to use whatever bathroom they choose for their gender identity. Though Target did say at the time that any lost sales from those boycotts weren't material enough to report. This time, though, they're calling it out, just not quantifying it. It's just, again, seemingly caught in the middle of these culture wars in a way that did seem to impact sales.
Yeah. So in other words, you get woke, you go broke. Now they knew, man, what was going on in June, Pride Month. So like this June, man, when you actually, Benny Johnson actually had a video, because this is actually his post right here. Walking into Target, like previous years, that LGBT stuff was front and center as soon as you walked in the store, man. Now the stores have either removed it, depending on the location, or they really put it in the back away from people. So the virtue signaling was still there in certain places, but they didn't want anybody to really see it. Just think of this, guys. How much that merchandise are they actually selling? Let's just be real. You're catering to like 2% of the population, but it's a religion for the left. How many people actually need a tuck-friendly swimsuit? What, like 0.01%? A complete waste in the store. Now, this was years in the making, man, for the CEO to get fired. Years in the making. And now he's found out. He has now found out, folks, he's went down in flames. He's gone down in flames, man. Because if the company was doing good, guys, guess what? He'll still be there. He would still be there. But things were terrible. And it's his fault. He's CEO. He allowed all the wokeness to happen. And what do they say? When you get woke, you go broke. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.